Hello. My name is Emery. Welcome to Coding Australia. This project is called Bootstrap.
So you probably noticed that since some of those videos have been done, like the Flexbox and stuff like that, you're going, okay, the website looks a heck of a lot different. It does. It keeps changing because I am teaching myself stuff as we go along here, and when I'm confident enough, I'm delivering it to you to have a look at. So this is the latest instalment of the Coding Australia website. It does its usual thing, so it resizes itself like it always has, and it gets down about the size of an iPhone, which is about that big, and it adds this nice little feature, which is it actually resizes itself, and it's got lots of little things happening here which you can go through. So what we'll do is we're going to build this website, and to do that we're going to use a template which you may find in here somewhere, although I think you'll probably find that it's actually in here somewhere. So I got it from there. I got the template from there, and you can do the same thing. So you can watch these videos, or if you think you're confident enough, you can just go ahead and build your own. But I must show you that what you get here is in HTML. What we'll do in the end is it'll be written in PHP, and you'll see why. All right, so let's go back to where we were. This is pretty much what I started with, and this is the code that I got to do it. All right, and you can go and get that. You'll find that code. You'll find it fairly similar. And the good thing about it is that what you'll also notice is not much code there, but there's a fair bit going on. And the reason that there's a fair bit going on is that you have style and JavaScripts, and all the action takes place in those libraries. Now, if you want to go and have a look at some of this stuff, you can, but I'll just give you a quick rundown on, if you want to wade your way through a Bootstrap JavaScript file, be my guest. This is what it looks like, just so that you know what you're looking at. This is what you've got. So enjoy. As you can see, some dedicated souls, and they tell you up the top here. So it's reasonably up to speed. What's going on, and if you want to go and wise up on Bootstrap, then go for it. And one day, if I've got nothing better to do, I might as well. But right now, that what we're doing is we're working on this particular one, and I have made a couple of small changes. So this doesn't look exactly, it's pretty close. It doesn't look exactly what you get when you download the template. I put that in. I haven't changed this part, but I will. These are pretty much the same, so they don't go anywhere though. So this one's got some drop downs. This one has this very similar look, as you can see. It's got drop downs as well, but it's got drop downs everywhere. All right, so that's where we're heading. The Scratch one's got drop downs as well. A lot of what's already on the site, things like this. And I just basically took the notes that were on the old website in the middle of each of those pages in the previous Coding Australia website, and just dropped them in here and fixed them up a little bit and put my acknowledgement down the bottom. So this is where we're heading. Alright, here's the second video. Now this is the one that we're moving towards this from this, and what we have is this bit of code here, and we'll just do a couple of changes here so you can see what's going on. Bits that you can change and bits that you shouldn't touch. So I wouldn't touch any of this stuff down to about here. What I did was, the first thing I did, or it might have been the first thing I did, but in order of the code that's sitting there, is that now has that instead. So that's just a fairly straightforward change. Instead of having that, you have that. Okay, so that's what replaced it. That image, I'm pretty sure I'm in the right folder here, so let's find out if I'm going to be able to do this. All right, now in here, eventually that's going to take us back to, when you click on it, it'll actually go back to the original file, and we'll fix that up a little bit later. So let's just save that for a start, All right, that's the first bit. Now the second bit is this. What we've got is home doesn't do anything, but what we have here is we've got a drop-down list here, like so. And the good thing is you just take this and copy it and paste it twice, if you wish, and this becomes page 2, and this becomes page 3, and if you want to make these distinguishable, you can do that, like so. Oops, sorry, 3, 3, and 3. Get rid of these two. All right, like so. And the other part that we're working on, I'll save that, is I got rid of the home button altogether, so that went, even though it says go back to collapse HTML. Well, I suppose what we can do is, for the moment, is just put that up in there, since it's still called collapse, and we could get rid of that altogether, and just to see if we're going to get a result. So click on that image and we go back to our original file, which is still called collapse, but we will change that. Alright, so we've got 3, that's gone. Now the other part we're going to change down here is these glyph icons. Now these glyph icons is a whole world of its own. If you want to go googling glyph icon, you will find that there's heaps of stuff there. Some people give it to you for free, some want you to pay for it. Please yourself if you want to pay for it. I got rid of them because, to be honest, it's all a matter of taste. I prefer my original old links, which I've taken out of the earlier stuff we were doing in those earlier videos, probably the PHP stuff, and I'm going to put those in there instead, like so. So they're gone, copied and pasted my Twitter, one's Google now, images and email. I've never had a Facebook one, so I'm not sure why it was there in the first place. So that's now looks like that. Let's see what we have. Oh, okay, that's all right. I think my icon's a bit big. Not a problem. We'll come to that later. So we've got this, page 1, page 2, as you can see, bingo, bingo, and if we click on that, we go back now. Okay, so we're pretty close to having what we want here. Very close to the end result. All right, let's have a look. All right, now we're getting fairly close to a result here. First thing that's happened, here's collapse, as it looked when we finished the last video. Here is, and we may as well go straight over to PHP right now. So at the bottom bit of this here, just look at that piece there. This is index, right? That's it. It's got that bit, and each one of these is just inside a class called container. So you don't have to do anything. Container's already there. It's in one of the JavaScripts or the CSS, and it just gives you all the things that you want. If you want to go play with that, good luck. It's massive. It's a massive file. I'm happy with what's there. But what I did do was I just enhanced things a little bit by using these tags here. Those tags are actually already set up as well, so they come out at certain sizes. So all of that there with, as you can see, include navbar. Now navbar, if we go back to collapse, is all of that top bit there in collapse. It's all of that with some changes in here which we'll look at. Okay, but that's it. So navbar is included at the top. There's no footer this time, just what's called navbar. And navbar is the stuff that you need all the way down to here. All right, and in here it looks pretty much what it looked like before. Okay, beg your pardon, I was in the wrong one there. Let's try that again. So there's navbar, and it's all just a matter of changing what it is that you actually want to do. So do you want, if you want your site to have these headings with these links, then that's what you do. This is what I've got. So I've taken all this stuff and I've changed it by just changing the words. There's one other little subtle thing there you might have noticed, which we'll talk about as well, and I changed it to this. Now, instead of getting into some sort of protracted trying to figure out, there are other ways of doing this, but I wasn't quite sure where to go and look for this stuff. You may have noticed that the size of some of this stuff doesn't match And the reason that it doesn't match is that I've actually used these header tags to resize the stuff. And I did that because when you get down to a phone size, it does get pretty tricky to put your finger on and change stuff. So I thought, well, the quickest and easiest way to fix that up is just to use these header tags, which I did, and saved it as navbar.php and uploaded it to the browser, and that's my nav bar. And then over here is my index, now called index, which is the home one. And if you go over here, you'll see that when you click on Bongo, it goes to index. So a lot of this top stuff like header, which is now called navbar, fairly similar, except you've got to make sure that you use the code that's provided. It makes life a lot easier. And then you finish up with this. They're bigger, okay? They're a bit bigger. They're a bit easier to read, and they go to different places. All right, now let's just have a quick look at a one. I'll pick 3.1, okay? I'll pick 3.1. So this is 3.1. I never even bothered to change them. I kept them as these. I actually kept the names as this. Why not? Easiest. And I probably took a couple out. So you'll probably notice here, look, that's 3.1. So that's what it looked like. That's what it looks like now. And pretty much just cut and pasted a lot of this stuff. So all the links for the YouTube videos for the website stuff that's there, which will be augmented once this one's done, you'll notice has been added, will be, it's just pretty much taking stuff from somewhere else and putting it in here. But, and this is the big but, let's just go back over here for a minute. One thing that doesn't appear here, but magically turns up here, right, is this little, you'll notice that this stuff hasn't changed. And this hasn't changed, but when you get down into these ones, there is a little bit extra going on here. All right, so back over here for a minute. Still got the container thing happening. Got the header 3 instruction videos. Let's just go back over here and have a look. That's this page here, and you go, hello, what's this? And that's all built in as well. It's a bit of a trick. Now, what is it? Well, they're buttons. And you don't have to do anything with the buttons, because with Bootstrap, JavaScript, with Bootstrap, you get provided with all sorts of stuff. And this is where the action takes place, right there. That's where it happens, okay? And you can pick things like warning and danger and standard or default and all this stuff in there. That's where it all happens. So rather than go away and try and get clever with these buttons, I just took what was available and I went with danger. Now, if I open up, I think it's this one. Yep, this one's a little bit more sophisticated. I might show you that one later, actually, in the next video. So let's see if I can find another one. I'll just have to go for a bit of a cruise through the site and see what I'm looking for here. YouTube, links. Okay, 3.2. 3.2 is a better one. So we'll get rid of that for a minute. So let's open up 3.2. 3.2, where are you? There, okay. And that gives you all these wonderful links, which I made my own images out of those. And this one, it's got button warning, button danger. You get this ready looking one. All right, go over here. Go over here. Right. It's rather neat. You don't have to do anything. I mean, if you don't like the colours, you've got a problem, but I don't have a problem with that. I rather like it. And then my nice big linky one, and then this one, which is massive, or fairly big. These are all the old scene projects, the old PDFs. So if you click on those, you get a PDF you can download. So I've taken stuff that I've already got, and I've even got a link to the studio there. So if you click on that, it sends you to the Scratch Studio and shows you where all the solutions are as well for Scratch. So, and that keeps changing as well. All right. So, and these were I didn't even change their size, which is why they're smaller, because that's what I had originally. So that's why those icons, those images are a little bit tinier. You know, I can change them, I guess, but I'm just happy with what I've got, so we'll run with it. So there you go. So those ones, if you go and open up we won't do 1.2 because 1.2. But if you go to 1, and I've already opened up over 3. This one is danger. This one is warning, and the only difference between that, the button type, class, blah, 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 image, button, and then the link above it, like so. So that's all that. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, etc, etc, etc. And all I did was I changed my image link to look like that. So I've got the image surrounded by the button, and you can use these ones here. And if you want, you can go and have a look at what these actually are, if you wish. All right, so that gives us what we have. So we've got 3.2, 3.1, etc, etc. Our index and our nav bar. All right, and then what we'll do is have a look at how that fancy looking one got set up. Now I flashed on this one in the last video, and I said we'd come back and have a look at this. So this is one of the, that's the website of the instructions. Let's just check. 2 would be that one. 2.1. So there you go. And this one is the links. So we've got a few there as well. So 3.2. If we look at it, 3.2, there's 3.2. If we look at 2.1, it looks like that. If we look at 1.2, it looks a bit different, but it produces pretty much the same result. This is the PDF stuff. So over here, PDF files, there are quite a few. There's 27 of them. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, so there's 27 PDF files. So I've done a slightly different way of doing it. Let's just go through bit by bit. We have an extra file called seams in this one. So over here, in these other ones, we're just using navbar, but in 1.2 we're using a second one called seams. The top of this one isn't much different. That's the top there. But this one, I got a bit clever there, added a bit of inline span stuff, which gave us this thing that looks like that, red, 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 red. Okay, there's probably other ways of doing it, but that was the quick way of doing it, putting it in like that. Down here is where the action takes place. So instead of having a list of links with the button there, I've used a PHP, I've used a loop instead, and the loop, which is very similar, that's the path to the PDF. We want a new. This is the button stuff. It's warning, the image, the path, and the name of the image. All right, so I could have had all that listed, very similar to this, but I've used loops instead. Now, I guess this good and bad. This is just that I happen to like using this sort of stuff, so I've done it this way. And what is the other thing is, of course, once you've got one of these things working, it's what's cut and paste, 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 and you then just change the numbers. So the loop is I to 5, then 5, or I to 4, 0 to 4, I should say. First 5, the next 5, the next 5, and then there's 7, and then there's the last few there at the bottom. Okay, so maths has got 7. If we go over here, 7. So there's 7 in the loop, and all you need to do is to just make sure that your ranges match. Now match what? Well, match this. So this is seams, and it's got all the PDFs in there, like so, and the images that we use. And this has all been cut out of the previous website, so there's not much going on. I mean, I had to write all this stuff up, I'll admit, but the actual, nothing's changed. The PDFs are still all what they're supposed to be, and the images are all what they're supposed to be, and I've just created these arrays. So, you know, that's what I finished up with. Now, if I happen to want to add an extra one in somewhere, I can. So if I just create another PDF somewhere and I put it in, I can. Another image and can. And then I need to go back over here and just fix up the range of the numbers in here, and I can update it. So that's what happens, and that's how you finish up with this. Oh, you can see this is also the button. That button there takes you to the Scratch Studio, which I might have already mentioned. All right. Okay, so they're all buttons. Some have got words, most of them have got images, and that's how you get it to look like that. And then you do a resize, and they're smaller, so your phone's about that big, I guess. So it's going to look like that, all right? And triangle the way through there like so. So there we have it.
Thank you too.